Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Upul, and today we are going to take a look at how our brain, this incredible organ, processes everything we see and hear. So it's about understanding the marvels of our own brain, so you can appreciate just how fantastically complex our brains really are. So let's start with how we see things. Light hits the cornea, the clear front cover of the eye, and passes through the lens, which focuses the light onto the back of the eye, where the retina sits. The retina, a thin layer of tissue, is where light is transformed into electrical signals. It's packed with millions of photoreceptors, rods and cones. Rods let us see in low light, and cones handle our color vision and finer detail. These electrical signals travel from the retina through a cable called the optic nerve to a part of the brain called the optic chiasm. Here, things get a bit tricky. Signals from each eye crosses over to the opposite side of the brain. Why? It helps our brain stitch a full picture from what each eye sees. So from the optic chiasm, the signals journey to the thalamus, specifically to a part called the lateral geniculate nucleus. Think of the thalamus as a grand central station for sensory information. It decides where to send these signals next, which for our visual data is the primary visual cortex, located at the back of the brain. Here, these signals are translated into images, letting us to see the world. Now, let's talk about how we hear, because that's equally fascinating. Sound waves enter through the ear canal, making the eardrum vibrate. These vibrations are transferred through tiny bones in the middle ear to the cochlea, a spiral-shaped part in the inner ear. The cochlea converts these vibrations into electrical signals, which then travel along the auditory nerve to, you guessed, the brain. Once in the brain, these signals reach the auditory cortex through a similar relay in the thalamus. This part of our cortex is tuned to interpret sounds, allowing us to recognize different pitches, volumes, and even where the sounds are coming from. What's fascinating is the sheer number of brain structures involved in these seemingly simple acts of seeing and hearing. The hippocampus, for example, helps us remember these experiences, while the amygdala attaches emotional significance to them. It's like every piece of sensory information we receive is a guest at a party thrown by our brain, where structures like the frontal lobe play host, helping us think about and react to the information. For those who want to dive deeper into how our brain works, or need some strategies to manage anxiety or other challenges, I encourage you to visit my website. There, I've laid out my findings and thoughts in a way that I hope can be helpful. In conclusion, while today's talk involved some deep discussion, your takeaway is that our brains are extraordinarily capable. So we spoke about just a fraction of what happens in our heads. But this can change how we think about ourselves and our interactions with the world. When you see a sunset or hear your favorite song, remember the incredible cerebral choreography that's making that experience possible. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to exploring more about our brain's amazing capabilities together.